जननी मां जय जय जननी जयकारा शेरावाली का।
बोलो साचे दरबार की जय।
So my dear brothers and sisters, this period of Navratri is very auspicious. It is more auspicious than you may think or imagine. Now we pray to Ma every day, pretty sure, in your home. You approach your altar in the morning, you wake up, you take our blessings, you pray, you bow, you do the arti, you offer prasadam, fruits, etc. And you, of course, you feel blessed by that. But this period of Navratri is very special. Very special because this time of the year, during these 9 sacred nights, is when Ma is most attentive to our prayers and when she is most receptive to our entreaties that you offer to her. It is about the auspiciousness of the time. That is what makes it very special. When you worship Ma during this time of Navratri, in any of these nights or all of these nights of Navratri, you receive in full the blessings of Ma. So all of us should assure ourselves of the fact that by coming to the mandir, in your homes, you attend the puja, wherever you may happen to be, spending any moment of these 9 nights at the feet of Ma, consider that a special blessing. Consider yourself specially blessed that you've given this opportunity during these 9 nights to get the darshan of Ma and to be able to worship her. Don't take it for granted. It is a special blessing. Special blessing. Especially you can sit in puja to the Divine Mother. It is even a greater blessing. Tonight we're going to look at the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam. And we want to look at a very prominent character of the text who performed this puja of Ma and the benefits of this puja. Now let me begin by saying, as Hindus, we have 5 important daily duties. These duties are called the Panch Maha Yajna. They are, number 1, Dev Yajna, prayer to God. Prayer, first duty. Do we all do that, everybody? Do you pray every day? Every single day? Every day? I mean at the altar? Or on your way to work? Or at a job? Or doing back from work? If, be honest, sometimes you wake up late and rush to the house, you didn't get a chance to pray? Isn't that so? Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you fall asleep and you wake up late and you realize it's too late. And look, I don't have even time to go to the altar this morning. I got to rush out to the house. Well, you have to incorporate that in your daily activities. In fact, you must not begin your day without prayer. You must always begin with prayer. When you do that, you're performing your first duty as a Hindu. In fact, it's not a Hindu thing. Everybody, every human being, all religions teach you to pray. Have to pray to the Lord. First duty. Second duty we have is called Rishi Yajna, which is study of the scriptures. Now, if you can't study the scripture, you don't know the language, or you don't know to read the original script, or you can't read a book, well, all of us should. Now, everything is written in transliteration form. And you can read the Bhagavad Gita, you can read the Ramayana, you can read any one of these texts. But if you don't have time to read the text, at least find the time to be present at a place like here where you can listen to the text being read, for the most part. Or you can go to YouTube in this age of technology and listen to something from the scripture. This Pandit Nival, he learned his Sanskrit on YouTube. Can you imagine that? On YouTube. He took advantage of the YouTube. So, second duty. Third duty you have is called Manushya. Manushya means service to others, service to humanity, whereby you extend a helping hand to those in need. It could be a word of advice, it could be a physical contribution, it could be feeding the poor, it could be helping to shelter the homeless, clothing those who are deprived, In whatever way, you cannot live for yourself. You cannot live selfish lives. We have to live selfless lives. We have to live for others also. You know, Swami Vivekananda, he says, when you close your eyes, you meditate on God, you see God in your meditation. When you open your eyes, whom do you see? You see the poor, you see the needy, you see those who are suffering. Are you going to ignore the God in those whom you can see and focus on the God in your meditation? And he says he doesn't want moksha. He says, let me come back again to the world again and again, over and over, so that I can serve those who are suffering. Now that is the third duty we have as Hindus, Manushya Yajna. The fourth duty you have is called Bhuti Yajna. Bhuti Yajna simply means providing for those who are not humans, like feeding the birds, the dogs, the cow, all the animals, other life forms. We must also provide for them as well, because they can't provide it. Many can't provide for themselves. They can't cook. They don't have a pot for themselves. You have to feed them. You have to provide for them. Now, mankind, you don't take away their home. All this used to be their home before, their habitat. So you destroy all these forests, all these dwelling places, and you build up cities, and you build up all these places. And so they're homeless now. And on top of that, we destroy them. Destroy the homes and destroy them too. Now that is not right. So that's a duty we have, to protect those non-human species. And then the final duty we have as Hindus is called Pitri Yajna. Pitri Yajna is service to your parents and your ancestors, your loved one who have passed on. We must think of them as well. Even though they are gone, they must not be forgotten. We owe a duty towards them. You didn't fall from a tree. We are all born from parents, and they're born from their parents, and their parents from their parents. Now you don't know your entire lineage. You can't know the entire ancestry. You may only know like 1 or 2 generations before you. But it doesn't mean that they didn't exist. That is why we have Pitri Paksh. And Pitri Paksh extends for a period of 15 days in the month of September, as you know. And this is a special time of the year where we pay homage, tribute to our Pitras, to our departed ones. So they must be remembered. You must pray for them as well. You know why? One day, somebody got to pray for us too. You will become Saudi Pitras one day too. And you would expect them to say a prayer for you, offer a pinda on your behalf, do something for you, so that your soul can benefit from it. And trust me, you will definitely need it then. You may think, no, you won't need it, you will. And you have to be blessed. So if you do what goes around comes around. You do for your Pitras, one day the generation you leave behind will do for you as well. So with this thought in mind, we look at the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam. And this character we're going to examine, his name is Janmajay. Janmajay is the son of Raja Parikshit. Raja Parikshit, to precede his life, he was a very righteous man. You've heard his story before, just to remind you. He was a very righteous king. In fact, he was the grandson of Arjuna. So he was from noble birth, noble lineage. But unfortunately, he made one mistake. See, he was approached by, one day he was patrolling in his territory, and he saw something that really disturbed his mind. He saw there was someone bearing the insignia of a king, but he was a Shudra, and he was belaboring 2 animals, which is a bull and a cow. He was hitting these 2 animals. Now, when he actually found out who these animals were and who this man was, he realized that this man was none other than Kali Yuga. And his cow was Devi Ma, Mother Earth, and his bull was Dharma, whose 3 legs were mutilated, was standing only on 1 leg. Meaning the pillars of Dharma three of them were destroyed already. So the king became very much perturbed what he saw. And he wanted to slay this man there and then. But then, this Kali Yuga, in the form of this Sudra, he held on to it, please pardon, forgive me. Just drive me away, I'm going to go away from your land. And, I'm not going to bother you anymore, but please don't slay me. Now, that was a mistake. You can't make peace with the devil, with evil. You can't make a treaty. That's wrong. He could come back to haunt you. So he says, okay, I'm going to spare you then. I'm not going to destroy you. But you must go and dwell in all these different places. Don't dwell in this land. He said, go where there's gambling, where there's debauchery, where there is animals are being slain, and so on. Dwell in all these places of sin. And he says, Kali Yuga said, well, my family is big. So give me one more place. He said, well, go and dwell where there's gold. Dwell there, meaning, where there's lust for wealth and all these things. So Kali Yuga went and took his seat right on top of the crown of the king. The king's intellect became very much compromised as a result. So on this day, when he was out on his hunting expedition in the forest, he became very thirsty. Kali Yuga now was governing his intellect. He wanted some water. He went to this ashram. He saw this sage, Shamik, sitting there deep in trance in meditation. He thought he was pretending. He shouts at him, says, give me some water. The sage refused to answer because he was immersed in meditation. He thought he was being insulted because he was the king of the land and he was not, no one was paying attention to him. And as a result, he looked around the ashram, he found a dead snake, took it with the tip of his bow and put it around the neck of this saint to insult him, let him know that we'll teach a lesson. Saying that he went to his home. The son of the saint, whose name was Shringirishi, he was playing with his friends, his boys around there, and someone reported to him, look, someone put a dead snake around your father's neck. His boy, infuriated, he rushes to the ashram. He saw this horrible scene. And then he went to the river, took some water in his palm of his hand, and he invoked his powers, and he sprinkled his water, and he pronounced a curse that whoever did this most heinous act with my father in 7 days, the king of snakes, Takshak, shall bite that person and put an end to his life. When the king, when he went home, he took his crown out and he heard what the curse that had been pronounced on him. He realized what his mistake when he did. It was too late. It could not be reversed. But he saw that as a blessing. He said he didn't have any anger or grudge towards the young boy for giving the shrap. He reasoned within himself. And he thought, well, thank God it is 7 days and not 1 day. Because in these 7 days, I'm going to do what I haven't done in my entire life. I'm going to surrender myself to the feet of Bhagwan Krishna. So he goes, he gave everything up to this son, Janmajay, and he went now to the banks of the Ganga. And there he sits there in the company of the saints, and like this beaming, this illustrious sage who is totally detached from the world, and he's a storehouse of intellect, and he's none other than Shri Shukdev, the son of Ved Vyas. And he walks and he comes through that assembly. And he was shining so brilliantly like the sun. Powerful he was. And he came, took a seat, everyone rose to greet him. That's where the tradition is when the Vyasi takes his ass and everybody rises. And he took a seat. And then, my dear brothers and sisters, when that happened, Raja Parikshit now, he was sitting there. And he went and he paid homage, obeisance to the feet of this saint. He recognized him as the son of Ved Vyas, Sri Shukdev, the voice, the spokesperson of the Vedas, the Puranas. And he surrendered unto him, became his disciple, and then he would begin questioning about the glories and the pastimes For the next 7 days and 7 nights, he's totally immersed in the glories of Bhagwan. Until the last day, when Takshak would come and would bite his dick. Even though he spent his 7 days in prayer and Yajna, that couldn't save him from death. But it paved the way for the soul to attain a higher plane of existence. Now, that story is told in the Srimad Bhagavat Mahapurana. The Srimad Devi Bhagavatam also picks it up from there. But it elaborates some more, it adds more to the story. Because when Raja Parikshit died from the snake bite, and his son Janmajay ascended the throne, he was a little boy then. He was a little boy, like 11, 12 years old. And he had no clue what happened to his father. The funeral rites were performed and everything. Now, at a later point, some years after, Janmajay understood what happened. He was told by a saint what had happened to his father. And when he heard that Takshak, the king of serpents, had bitten his father and put an end to his life, Janmajay went on a rampage. What he did now, he wanted now to destroy Takshak. And in order for him to do so, he performed what is called the Yajna, where he went and he went to destroy all the snakes that there were on earth. So all these snakes were called up there, attracted to this huge fire, and were destroyed. And Takshak, of course, he also felt magnetized by the power of this Yajna, and he went and he took shelter there, refuge at the feet of Brahma, trembling, fearing for his life. This had to stop, because you can't destroy the animals like this. The animals are also a part of the ecosystem. As I said, Bhuti Yajna is one of the duties that we have as Hindus, to grant protection to these animal species, right? Can't destroy them. They play an important role. The tiniest ant, which may have little or no significance to you, they have a role to play also. They aid us in our existence. When you study the life of an ant, you know how civilized they are. You know how intelligent they are. Very, very intelligent creatures they are. And what is the size of their brain, you think? Very, very intelligent. All these species, they have intelligence. They all contribute, you see, in this web of creation fashioned by the Creator himself. Each has a role. Now, Janmajay, this sage, the saints approached him and said, Janmajay, what you're doing here is wrong. You can't destroy the serpents. Your father's soul would not attain moksha in this manner. So he says, well, how can my father's soul attain moksha? So he says, you have to surrender to the Divine Mother. You have to perform the puja of Ma. You have to listen to the glories of Ma. Then and only then will the soul of Raja Parikshit attain moksha. So then he begins to inquire, well, who is this Devi? What is she all about? What are her powers? Where does she reside? With an inquiring mind, he questions now the sages. And this entire Devi Bhagavatam, we find that Janmajay now becomes a Shrota. And he's listening now with rapt attention to all these various anecdotes describing in detail the limitless powers of the Universal Mother. So it came to this point now where Vyas himself, Vyas, is giving this knowledge to Janmajay. So after he would have imparted his knowledge to Janmajay, and then the Devi Bhagavatam tells us, Om Vyasavacham iti te kritam bhupam yajyat prishtang payanaga Narayana yat proktam naradayang mahatmane Sutvaitu mahadevyang puranang paramadbhutam Krityo bhave brityo devyam pratayamo hisa Kurung chamba makam rajan Svabhiputram vadaravai Kinnosi radendram Pidurgyatva tuturgitam Vyasi bole हे राजन जो आपने पूछा सो सब तुमसे कहा जो कुछ नारायण से महात्मा नारद से कहा था. So when Vyasji would have completed his narration, in his summation, he says that, "Oh King, Janmajay the king, O king, जो आपने पूछा, whatever you asked me, so सब तुमसे कहा, I've told it to you. I've explained everything to you in detail. Exactly what Narayan Mahatma said to Narad. इस महादेवी के परम अद्भुत पुराण के श्रवण कर यह पुराने कृत्य और देवी का प्रिय होता है. That he who hears this wonderful katha of this Puran of the Devi certainly becomes dear to the mother. Again, let me say, repeat it. इस महादेवी के परम अद्भुत पुराण को श्रवण कर. Whoever listens, and you have to digest these words, whoever listens with rapt attention and with love and devotion in your heart for the mother, whoever listens, and as you listen, you're enjoying. See, there are rules for listening also. And the Ramayana tells us about how you should listen. You should listen. The more you listen, the more the love for Ma grows and develops in the mind. So whoever got the chance to listen, Shravan kar, यह प्राणी कृत्य और देवी का प्रिय होता है. Now that person becomes dear to the mother. Mother has a special affection for you, a special love for you, who revels in her glories, who rejoices in listening to her katha. She has a special love for you. So all of you who are here tonight, you come to listen to the glories of Ma. Remind ourselves of that she has special love for all of us who found the time to be here, to make effort to be here, to listen to our kathas. हे राजन, अब अपने पिता के उद्धार के निमित्त अम्बा यज्ञ कीजिए, जिसके बिना के पिता की सुगति न होने के कारण तुम खिन्न हो रहे हो. So Vyas is saying, now, O Janmajay, I'm advising you, at this point, in order for your father's soul to attain that state of moksha, अपने पिता के उद्धार के निमित्त अम्बा यज्ञ कीजिए. You must perform this yajna now to Amba, to Ma, Durga Ma. Engage in this yajna. जिसके बिना किए, unless you do this, पिता की सुगति के न होने के कारण तुम खिन्न हो रहे हो. It's difficult for the soul of Raja Parikshit to attain that state of moksha, and also for your life to be crowned with success. आप सब उत्तम मैं देवी के मंत्र को ग्रहण करो, जो यथा विधि विधान से जन्म की सफलता देता है. In order for you to reap such success, there is one simple procedure. The procedure is मैं देवी के मंत्र को ग्रहण करो. You must meditate on that Maha Mantra of the Devi. Maha Mantra is Om Aim Reem Kling Chamundaye Viche. What do you repeat? Om Aim Reem Kling Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Reem Kling Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaye Viche. When the mind is immersed in fear, repeat this mantra. When you're in doubt, repeat this mantra. When uncertainties engulf you, repeat this mantra. When you find yourself surrounded by darkness, repeat this mantra. This mantra invokes Aim Hrim Klim Chamunda Viche, the three powers Aim, Hrim, Klim, of Saraswati Ma, of Lakshmi Ma, and of Durga Ma. These three letters. Aim, Hrim, Klim. You're invoking all three powers of the Devi, of Ma, in this one mantra. So powerful it is. So, Ved Vyas is saying that mantra, O Janmajay, मंत्र को ग्रहण करो जो यथा विधि विधान से जन्म की सफलता देते हैं. Then whatever the desire may be, what she knows what is best for us, she grants that to the devotee. सूची बोले, मुनि श्रेष्ठ के यह वचन सुन, वह नृप श्रेष्ठ मुनिराज की प्रार्थना कर, उनसे ही प्रणव संज्ञक महादेवी को मंत्र को. So saying these words, Janmajay received the mantra from Ved Vyas. Shreshth Muniraj, from the Lord of Munis, Pratakar, and he received the mantra. Diksha Vidhi ko vidhan se Raja ne grahan kiya. So he's going to perform this Yajna. So what the first thing he does? He's going to make Ved Vyas his guru. Now that's where the tradition comes from. You know, the tradition also. Before you listen to the Yagna, you must have this guru. So in this case, he didn't have a guru. So Ved Vyas initiated him there and then. And Ved Vyas gave him this Guru mantra, and he became his Guru. Diksha Vidhi, Diksha, the Guru Diksha. Diksha Vidhi ko vidhan se Raja ne grahan kiya. Then फिर नवरात्र के समागम में धाम आदि मनुष्यों को बुलाए. And he waited down for this period of Navratri, which we are in now. And in this time of Navratri, Maharishyo ko bulai. He invited all the great saints and sages, rishis, to come. Om Jaganmatayamam Yatchutvam Devashadulam Pratanityam Munishwaram Tasmadeva Mahamantram Devi Pramasangyakam Diksha Vidhi Vidhaninam Jagrahan Devasaktamam Tata Ajudhomyam Dinam Ridi Navaratrang Samagami Amba Yagyang Chakarashu Chittachatami Bhajitaha Brahmanai Patayamasa Puranam Tveda Bhuktamam Sri Devyam Agnivikim Kaprati Devi Bhagavatam Param Brahman Bhojayamasa Sakyantam Suvasini. विक्त शाक्य से वर्जित हो अम्बा यज्ञ किया और यह उत्तम पुराण ब्राह्मणों द्वारा पाठ कराया. So with devotion he performed this yajna to Ma. That's what you're performing here tonight. The yajna can also mean your puja that you perform. That is also considered yajna in your home. Very elaborately he performed this. Amba yajna kiya or ya uttam puran. And this great Puranas, the Devi Puran, Brahmana Dwara Pat Karaya. The Brahmins who were there, they recited the Puranas. Shri Devi, Ambika ko priti ke nimik padam, Devi Bhagavad suni, Asankhya Brahman or Suvasiniyo ko bhojan karaya. So everyone who he invited, the entire public, they all came. Everyone listened attentively to the kathas about Devi Ma. And then, when it was all done, Suvasiniyo ko, Suvasini means everyone, the citizens, the attendees, bhojan karaya. Everyone, he fed everybody. They partook of their bhojan. Kumari batuk deen anat, in sabko bhojan udar vidhan se Raja ne prastut kiya. In addition to that, he also performed, which is very important, in every Devi Yajna, Kumari batuk deen. Now he performed his Kanya Puja, where his Kanya Kumaris were worshipped, which we shall be performing on Wednesday. And also he invited Deen. Deen means, those who are poor, destitute, children who are destitute. And he fed them and give out gifts to them as well. Like what my Bahenji does when she goes to Guyana. She has an organization that is called Hogs That Heal. So she goes, she not only hugs the children, she feeds them too, and clothes them and gives them presents and so on. When you do that, you are complying worship. All this is part of the worship. So Kumari Batuk, so the boys and girls and the children, they not in Sabko Bhojan. She fed all of them. Sabko Bhojan, he fed them. Or Dravyadan say, and give them Dravyadan, give them charity, money and other forms of gifts. Dravyadan say, Rajani Prasna Kiya. He made all of them happy. He was also happy by doing this. So this is how the Yajna must be done. You see, when you embark on this undertaking, you can't, let me say it in how I supposed to say it so you get the idea. You can't do meansy and do this thing. If you can't do it right, then don't do it at all. Wait until you can afford to do it, and then do it. You must, when you must give generously. When you go to buy fruits for Ma, buy the best fruits. If one fruit costs $2 and this one costs $1, one costs 50 cents, you say, what, 50 cents is a deal. We buy this one. You don't do that. Buy the best. What you're going to give to her, give her the best. Because when you pray to her, you asking her for the best. If she's going to offer you these 3 items and say, look, this one is best, this one is less, which one you going to choose? She tells you, you know, pick which one you want. Which one you going to pick? Give me the least valuable one? No, give me the best one, Ma. I want this one. So likewise, when you're going to worship her, you must do so with your heart. You open your heart and do your puja and do your yajna. That is how you must do it. Now we have to tell you these things because you can't bargain here when you come to Ma. Whatever you have, whatever you claim is yours, it's not yours, all is hers. She's the one who gave you all these things. Who did? You say you work for it. If she doesn't bless you, you can't get out of the bed. You can't find the energy to make that first step, to go to work. If she doesn't give you the intelligence, you're nothing. Everything that we have, she's given to us. When you're going to perform our puja, do something, you do it from your heart. Do it generously. Don't be skimpish here. Don't be mean. Don't be miserly. The more you sow, the more you reap. If you sow sparingly, you're going to reap sparingly. If you sow abundantly, you're going to reap abundantly. Simple as that. That is how you must do when you perform the puja to Mother. This is what the scripture is teaching us. Now, that is the sattvic way. You see, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Tamasic way is when you just give half-heartedly. Doesn't work like that. You must give charity from your heart. And give freely. And give, you're not giving to the person, who you're giving to. If you give a Brahman a dakshina, for example, you're not giving to the Brahman. He's the recipient of the gift that you first give to Mother. He's the authorized person by Ma to receive what you give in the name of Ma. You're giving to her because you receive from her. So this is how Janmajay performs his yajna. So we need all these tips. We need to know how it works. This is exactly how it works. So all of us fall in that category. You must give generously and give freely. And everyone will be happy. Make everybody happy. That's the whole idea. You're not doing it just to make somebody sad or unhappy. Wait until you can make them happy, then make them happy. Now, he did this. And after he performed his yajna in this manner, Janmajay did, यज्ञ समाप्त करके, the yajna is finished. जो ही यज्ञ मंडप में स्थित थे, कि तब तक आकाश से नारद जी उतरे. So everyone was sitting there now in this yajna. And then suddenly there appeared from the heavens, आकाश से नारद जी उतरे. Narad Muni appeared. प्रज्वल अग्नि के समान कांति वाले महती नामक अपनी बीना के बजाते आए. नारद जी देखते ही राजा सम्राट उठ खड़ा हुआ. So when Narad comes with his veena, he was looking so brilliant, this form that he had, And so the king, he got up and he went and he touched his feet, bowed to the feet of Narad, this great saint. Or asanadi, he gave him a seat to sit. Upcharo se, and he performed his puja to Narad. राजा ने उनकी पूजा की और कुशल प्रश्न पर आगमन कारण पूछा. And then he's asking about his welfare and so on. राजा बोले, हे महात्मा, आप कहाँ से आए? Then, oh great Mahatma, great saint, the king said, where have you come from? So कहिए, मैं आपका कि आप प्रे करो. I'm so happy you're here. आपके आगमन से मैं सनात और कृतार्थ हुआ हूँ. राजा के बढ़िया वचन सुन मुनि श्रेष्ठ बोले. Then Narad now speaks to Janmajay. He says, हे राजन, ओ किंग, इस समय देवलोक में मैंने बड़ा आश्चर्य देखा है. I just came from Devlok, from the abode of the gods, and I came to report to you what I saw. I saw something very, very, very fascinating. Well, मैं विस्मित हो तुमसे निवेदन करके आया हूँ. अपने कर्म के विपरीत से तुम्हारे पिता की सदगति नहीं हुई थी. So he says, from where I came, I want to let you know that your father, with that one bad deed that he performed, fate took a wrong turn for him. He met with some bad fruits of this karma that he performed. Again, आपका अपने कर्म की विपरीत तरह तुम्हारे पिता की सदगति नहीं हुई थी. जो इस समय वह दिव्य रूप होकर देवताओं से स्तुति को प्राप्त हो सब और अप्सरों से वेष्टित हो, अच्छे विमान पर चरबनी द्वीप हो गई है. यह इस देवी भागवत के सुनने का फल है. But what I want to tell you something is what I saw in Devlok. And I saw today that your father assumed a divine form and he was traveling in a special chariot sent by the Devi Ma. This is what I saw. Narad is relating what he saw. Again, अच्छे विमान पर, विमान means a chariot, अच्छे विमान पर देवताओं से स्तुति को प्राप्त हो सब और अप्सरा से विचित है, शर्मनी द्वीप को गई और इस देवी भागवत के सुधि का फल है. He says the devas were praising him, all the apsaras, the heavenly damsels, they were encircling him, and it seemed that he was going to this to the abode of the Mani Dweep. Mani Dweep is a special heaven where he goes to will be decked with jewels. And he says, O king, you performed this Devi Bhagavat, Devi Bhagavat का पाठ करो और आलस्य त्याग भक्ति पूर्वक सरा अम्बा मुख किया करो और मेरे ऊपर सरा अनुग्रह रखना चाहिए कि राजा के वचन सुन आशीर्वाद के राजा से प्रश्न कर. भगवान व्यास मनोहर वचन बोले, राजन, और सब त्यागर का देवी के चरण कमल का भजन करो. And he says, all of this is the result of you performing this Devi Yajna, worshipping the Divine Mother and surrendering unto her with devotion. All of this is the powers. No other form of manifestation of God could have liberated the soul of your father except Ma. Powers of Mother. By you performing this puja and this yajna, that's the only way that your father's soul became liberated. और सब त्याग कर सो व्यास जी, भगवान व्यास मनोहर वचन बोले, हे राजन. So व्यास जी saying that, O king, और सब त्याग कर देवी के शरण कमल का भजन करो. This is advice for the world. Now we come enjoying the world. We become attached to the world. We become immersed in this worldly delusion. Wake up, he says. Wake up from this slumber. That all of that we are enjoying here, all that we are seeing, including ourselves, all of this is unreal. And behold that which is real. And that which is real, Devi ke charan kamaloka, is the lotus feet of Ma. Fasten yourself to the lotus feet of Mother. Devi Charan Kamlo ka bhajan karo and sing her praises with devotion. इनसे अनायास की संसार बंधन से छूट जाओगे और भी शिव विष्णु आदि पुराण है. And in this way, you will free yourself from the bondage of the world. अनायास की संसार बंधन से छूट जाओगे. You will free yourself from worldly bondage. पर इस देवी भागवत के 16 कला के बराबर नहीं है. यह पुराण और वेदों का सार है. There are many Purans, there are many scriptures out there. Vyasji is saying, he himself compiled all these Purans. He himself preached these Purans. And now he's praising the Devi Bhagavatam. He said, पर इस देवी भागवत की 16 कला के भी बराबर नहीं है. That is, Devi Bhagavatam is unequaled. It is unparalleled. यह पुराण और वेदों का सार है. It is the essence of the Puranas and all the Vedas. कारण कि इसमें शबल ब्रह्म रूपिणी मूल प्रकृति प्रतिपादन की गई है और फिर पुराण ब्रह्मा विष्णु आदि एक एक गुणों के कहने वाले इस त्रिगुण की साम्यावस्था वाले पुराण की बराबरी कैसे उड़ सकते हैं. ब्रह्मा विष्णु, all these deities, they follow faithfully the teachings of the Puran. They themselves worship Ma. हे जन्मजय, इसके पाठ से वेद पाठ के समान पुण्य होता है. इस कारण उत्तम विद्वानों के प्रत्ययन से पढ़ना चाहिए. इस प्रकार कहकर मुनिश्रेष्ठ राजा से विदा हुए और हमारे निर्मल मुनि भी अपने स्थान को गए और देवी भागवत की उत्तम प्रशंसा करने लगे और राजा प्रसन्न होकर पृथ्वी का पालन करने लगे. So when this yajna had come to an end, then all the saints and sages who were there, Naradji, everyone departed for their respective dwelling places. Then Janmajay, he began to read and always listen to the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam. From then he could spend his days happily governing his kingdom, knowing that the soul of his father finally attained that state of final emancipation, thanks to the blessings of this Yajna and the grace of Jagadamba Ma. So what we see here, my dear brothers and sisters, is that the fruits of the Yajna, the benefits of the Yajna go not only towards those who are alive and our families, but your pitras also. Your pitras benefit from this. Now we don't know where those souls are. You only assume and you hope that the soul must be with the Lord, must be in a good place, but we don't know. We don't know if he's going through any suffering, or if he's stuck somewhere, or in a place where waiting to reincarnate. None of this we know. What we do know is that all these good deeds that you perform will help those souls to navigate their way across this Bhausagar, this ocean of birth and death. Now Ma is so compassionate. She is so loving to all of us because all of us, my dear brothers and sisters, are her children. There is no one who is exempt from her love. There is no one who she sees as an outcast. There is no one who cannot be forgiven by her. She has a one-on-one relationship with all of us. And her forms are so loving and so endearing to the devotee. What is required here, my dear brothers and sisters, is faith, love, devotion. Anandamayi, Chaitanyamayi, Satyamayi, सत्यमयी परमेश्वरी
आनंदमयी चैतन्यमयी 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 सत्यमयी So we all come here tonight. We want to leave here with Ma in our hearts. And make our heart the permanent dwelling place of the Universal Mother. Ma's our intellect. Let Lakshmi Ma reside in the palm of our hands. Let Durga Ma represent in every cell of our body. Let the Universal Mother permeate our entire being. Turn over the controls of your life into the hands of Ma. She is all-knowing, all-pervading. She is all-powerful. She is the only one who can do something about our situations. Trust in her, rely on her, confide in her, surrender unto her. Ma shall deliver us. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Daya Rupena Sansata Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Durga Durgati Durikai Mangal Kar Sab Kaaj Man Mandir Ujjwal Karo Kirpa Karke ऐसा प्यार बहारे मैया ऐसा प्यार बहारे मैया चरणों से लग जाऊं मैं सब अंधकार we should peruse the pages of Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, bring another interesting discourse to the text. And one last time, on Wednesday night we shall conclude our Kanya Puja, and we shall conclude with the Navratri celebration then. On Thursday morning at 9 a.m., we shall reconvene for our Ramnavami service. So please come prepared for that. You get a chance to rock the cradle at exactly midday, 12 noon on Thursday. So this is our itinerary for the rest of the week. And for next week, 5th of April at 6 p.m., we'll be celebrating Sri
Thank you.